Hi, and welcome back to one of our videos. Today's lesson is coming from my garage. I am sorry if you hear cars driving past in the background. I am doing this facing the road, and so far there's been about 4 people walk past that have looked at me very strangely because I'm recording in a garage, looking into a camera. But we'll keep persisting, and this is the sort of stuff I do for you guys. So remember, if you've got somewhere else, let me know, and I'll try and see if I can make it happen. Today, we're going to be looking at converting time. Okay, this week we're talking about time. We're talking about converting between normal into like 12-hour time to 24-hour time. Now, quite often you'll see them use 24-hour time in timetables and things like that, when they're trying to show you where to go, or just different things, clocks, cars, everywhere. Your clock, your watch sometimes will go 24-hour time. You can set your phone to 24-hour time, and it's really important. Still have no idea how loud those cars are going to be in the background, but like I said, let's keep persisting. So let me get my presentation up there for you guys. Okay, let's see if this works. Oops, sorry. Like I said, there's 2 ways of telling time. You can tell it by just the clocks. They go for 24 hours, but sometimes you could call this one over here 2:30, but you can also call it 14:30, which is in 24-hour time, because there's 24 hours in a day, and usually we just go up to 12 in AM, and then when we hit 12, we go again for another 12 and go to 12 PM. Yeah. So basically, it's exactly the same, except let me just get to it. So it starts from 0. So instead of starting from 1 o'clock or 12:59, then from 12:59 goes to 1, this one starts after 12, it goes to 0, 0, 0. So that's basically straight up to midnight is 0, 0. And then at 1 o'clock in the morning, we have 0100, sorry, 1 o'clock. But you'll see that there's not just 1 o'clock, it has a 0 before it. Okay, so it's really important that you realize that when you're doing 24-hour time, if it's up until 10, it always has a 0 before it. Okay, and then you'll see as it keeps going up. Let me just turn, hopefully my screen isn't actually affecting that. And basically up until 12, it's pretty similar. Okay, but then after it gets to 12:59, it goes till 13 o'clock. Okay, 13, then 14, then 15, all the way up till midnight. 23, 40, 59 is the last time of the day. Now, there's a few different ways that people usually remember 24-hour time. The one thing I would do if I'm converting to 24-hour time is in the afternoon, after midday, you just add 12 to whatever number you've got. So if it's 1 o'clock, you add 12, which will be 13 o'clock. If it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you add another 12 to it, becomes 15 o'clock. 1500 hours, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so basically whatever time you get in the afternoon, anything after midday, you basically just add 12 to it, and that should hopefully be able to do it. So if it's like 9 o'clock at night, what's 9 plus 12? 9 plus 12 is 21, must be 21. It works in reverse as well. If you get to a time it's like 23:50, and you're like 23:50, I don't know what time that is. You take the 23, you take away 12, becomes 11. Okay, so you're either adding 12 on or you're taking 12 off. So you can see here, it goes through 13, 14, 15, 16. It works like this. So if you have 17, take away 12 is 5. With this one, 21 take away 12 is 9. It works in opposite as well. So if you have 11 and you plus 12, becomes 23. So with 6 o'clock in the morning, that's 12-hour time. If you change it to 24-hour time, you'd make sure you put a 0 before it. So it's 0600. Okay, 6 o'clock, but there has to be a 0 before it. And then 10:30, which was 10:30 in the morning, that's 10:30 in 24-hour time, becomes 10:30 AM. If you're doing 12-hour time, you need to make sure you're using AM or PM. Okay, so 6 o'clock, add 12, becomes 18. When you're using 24-hour time, you don't need to write AM or PM, because everybody knows. Everybody knows if you're doing 18, then everybody knows that's PM, because there couldn't be anything else. Whereas when you're doing 12-hour time, you have to tell people because they might not know which one it is. Okay, so like I said, with this one down the bottom, 22:30 becomes 10:30, because if you take away 12, it becomes 10. Okay, so let's do a couple together. Ready? 2:45, we're going to add 12, 14:45. Sorry, that's 2:45 in the morning. 10:20 in the morning still becomes 10:20 in the morning. So it's just 10:20, but without the AM. 1:55 p.m. This is after midday. So if it's after midday, we're going to add 12 on. So it's 1 plus 12 is 13:55. Remember, you don't need to add PM. With 3:05 p.m. in the afternoon, so we're going to add 12 on to that, becomes 15:05. With 5:35 p.m., you take the 5 plus 12 on, 17:35. 8:40 p.m., once again, it's in the afternoon. You can add the first 12 hours onto that, becomes 20:40. And the last one is 11:25, and then nighttime. So you add the 12 on to the 11, becomes 23:25. Let's go the opposite way. Okay, so we're going to go 24-hour time back. 3:15 in the morning. So we're going to get rid of that O because it's just 3:15, and we're going to put AM or PM. If it's in the morning, we're talking AM. 11:15 still hasn't reached midday yet. So we're going to pretty much keep it the same, except we're going to make sure we tell people it's the morning. So we write AM. 14:45, we're now talking the afternoon. Okay, so we're going to take the 14 and we're going to take away 12. We're left with 2. So it's 2:45, but remember, we're going to write PM. 16:20, same thing. 16, take away 12, 4:20 p.m. 16:55, sorry, 18:55, take away 12, should be 6:55, and make sure you write PM. And then 21:05, take away 12, 9:05 p.m. Last one, 22:35, take away 12, 10:35 p.m. Easy. So when you're reading stuff like this in a bus timetable or in any sort of timetable, you'll see it's done like this quite often, and you have to figure out what time things are coming. So you might have to grab the 18:15 one here, and you have to take away 12. So you're like, oh, it's coming at 6:15 p.m. Okay. It can get a little bit confusing, but just remember, if it's in like those big numbers, if you just take away 12, it'll tell you what time it is. Okay. But sometimes you'll see it written in times tables, and they don't even use that semicolon in the middle. Wait for the bus. Okay, they don't even use the semicolon in the middle. So it just looks like this. And it can get really confusing when you're reading it, because you might just see 18:33 and you're like, what? There's not even a semicolon. That's okay. Some people tell the 24-hour time like this, and they'll say like things like 1900 hours or 1800 hours. So 18:47 is still 18:47. Just pretend like there's 2 dots in the middle. Take away 12, that's 6:47. Okay, that is pretty much it. When we're changing from 24-hour time, if we're using 12-hour time, we need to make sure we're using AM or PM. And then when we're doing it for 24-hour time, if it's before 9 o'clock, we need to make sure we write an O. So it's not just 2 in the morning, it's 0, 2. And then after that, if it's like 15 o'clock or something like that, and you're like, what's 15 o'clock? 15, take away 12 equals 3. But you wouldn't just write 3, you'd write 3 p.m. Okay. I hope that has been useful, and I hope that it hasn't been too distracting listening to the cars. There's a guy right across the road who's been watching me the whole time, but you know what? I do what I have to do. So I hope that's been useful. Tomorrow we're going to move on a little bit more, maybe do some timetable stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching.